This video is brought to you by Dr. Kristen R. Bromley's Guitar Method Book Series and Online Music Academy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kristen Bromley. Welcome to my online academy. I love being here helping you with playing the guitar. In this video, I'm going to introduce you to the mechanics of strumming the chords on the guitar while also singing. Or even if singing isn't of interest to you, maybe strumming those chords while accompanying somebody else singing. We'll look at the notation and just dive into a little bit of the mechanics of it. It's actually quite challenging to sing and accompany yourself on the guitar all at the same time. So there's some tricks I can give you that can help you get going with developing that skill. It's going to be great. Now in this video, we're going to continue to work with G, E minor, C, and D7, which are all chords that we've worked on previously in this lesson series. So if you need help with any of those, check out the previous lessons where these were introduced. Also, we're going to continue to work with the down, down, up, up, down strumming pattern, which I have written here on the board. So if you need help with that, you're going to want to check out the last couple lessons where we were working with that strumming pattern. Okay, we're going to dive in here. Now this video does accompany lesson 3 from my Chords and Harmony Books 1 and 2 method book. So if you have that book, you're going to want to turn to pages 18 and 19. We're going to have the jam along of the songs. We'll have a jam along part of this video where you can jam along with me for the songs that are on those pages. And when I say me, I mean me and the band like we've been doing in these video lessons. So it's going to be great. Let's take a look first at strumming and singing and even the notation. So the new thing that we have here in the lesson series in part is how we're going to be reading the notation. So we're going to actually have staff with the melody written on it, and then the lyrics are below, and these are this is the melody and the lyrics that would be sung. And then up above we have the chord symbol. So we've looked at music with slash notation, just marking out the beat of a measure. Now we've got that chord up above. And it works just the same. We have our strumming pattern, down, down, up, up, down. We're going to insert that strumming pattern one time per measure. So we've got the melody written out, and none of that changes our strumming. We're still just inserting the strumming pattern one time per measure. And then the chord is going to last on top. We'll just keep following it until we run into a chord change. So even if we come around to a second line and there isn't a new chord written here, we're just continuing with the one that was last written. So we've got G for these 2 bars and then these 4 bars, and then we finally get to D7, which lasts for 2 measures there, and then we go to G, and then I didn't write out the whole song. But this is when the saints go marching in. So we would insert then our strumming pattern, that G would last for these 6 bars before we switch to D7, and then we come back to G. So, oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in, how I want to, and then it continues on. So it's as simple as that when we're reading this type of notation. I also need to mention a lot of songs like this one have things in what we call the pickup measure. So the full form of the song and where we start strumming the chords happens in the first complete measure. But we have materials that happen before that, like lyrics and melody that lead into that start of the main formal structure of the song. And what happens in those? Well, we're just going to be singing that melody that leads in, just like I did. Oh, when the saints, and then the chords begin. So you're going to run into songs that are written like this a lot of times. We start the chords where the first chord symbol happens. We usually don't start them in the pickup measure, though you could. Now when you do a repeat of a song, this pickup measure, this part is going to come out of the last measure of the song. It's sort of borrowed from that when we get inside the repeated formal structure of the song. And we could continue to strum whatever chord we're ending on, which is usually the same chord that we begin on. Or maybe there's a turnaround chord that's inserted. That's getting into a little bit of theory, but we just keep strumming as we repeat. If we had multiple verses that we were going to do, we would just insert that right there. So if I was at the end of the song, oh, when the saints, I would just throw it in at the end and keep it going. And if I would be on a new verse, but That's how that works. Now, in the count-offs for the jam-along sessions, I've always inserted a measure of kick drum or something that helps us establish where we are, and then we'll actually have a drum groove or drum fill that happens through the pickup measure over top of us singing or playing. So that's how the notation works. How about developing the ability to sing? Well, because playing the guitar and singing requires so much of our brain, it's going to be important. Different things happen in our brain. It really stretches the brain to the max. Playing the guitar and singing is one of the most demanding tasks or demanding things that we can do on our brain. And it's actually really, really good for it. But because of that, we sort of need something to be more automatic so that we can't really split where our main focus is. So we need to be able to focus on one thing at a time. So as you're learning to sing, or you're working on the singing, if you've done lots of singing, that might be more automatic for you. Singing for me is just an extension of playing the guitar. I play the guitar way better than I sing. So for me, I get the guitar part down nice and automatic, and I have to focus then on the singing on most songs until I've got it down so well that it's just coming out. However it's going to come out, it comes out. So it's a really great idea to just practice the singing part all by itself and get comfortable with that. Practice the strumming all by itself, get comfortable with that, and then try putting it together. And as you try putting it together, you might have to simplify the strumming pattern. So we've got 4 songs that we're going to jam along together here. On pages 18 and 19, you'll see those songs. So songs number 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to jam along together with those using that strumming pattern, down, down, up, up, down. They happen at 2 different tempos, like the jam-along portions of the previous videos have. So you'll have a slower and a faster tempo. Each one of these songs will have a different groove. It's nice and fun. Some of them you might end up swinging that strumming pattern a little bit more and having even eighth notes on others. We'll just kind of go intuitively at it as you play along with these tracks. But with the track, and I've talked about this previously, you can work on just strumming. Just work on that strumming pattern. And just mute those strings in the left hand. So now you're adding percussion. We've also talked about how you can just work on following the chord changes, either just doing a long strum or no strum at all. And then as you get comfortable, maybe just doing down strums or even down up strumming. So now you're adding in another component. If you want to work on singing, what you're going to want to do is sing along with the track until you feel comfortable with that. And then we start putting more of these pieces together. So you'd sing along with the track all by itself, not worrying about anything else. Get that melody down, learn that song. And I've kept it pretty basic, pretty simple like it's written there. And you'll hear the melody and hear it sung, both played and sung. So lots of help there, and you can just sing along. Once you've sung along and once you've worked on the chords and the strumming, you can start out by trying to get those chords in there at the same time. And you might find it most easy or the best practice as you're first getting going with singing and strumming and playing chords. That's a lot. It's a really great activity for the brain, but it's a lot and on the brain and just trying to get all that happening. So you can just start by strumming down in each of the bars and then try going to those maybe 4 quarter notes per beat or per bar, or just 2 just nice down strums. And then as you've got that happening, the chords and singing and just a basic strumming, you can start trying to get that strumming pattern in there. But usually as we start singing, we need to just do down strums. Simplify that strumming as we worry about singing. And then once we've got the singing and the chord changes and the down strums happening, then we can start with the down, down, up, down. That's the best practice as you're working on playing the guitar or really developing a skill of any kind. You can't master all aspects of the skill at once. You've got to separate them out, work on them one at a time, and then start putting them together. So that's how that works. Okay, so we're going to jam together now on these 4 songs. It's going to be super fun. I'll just go in order at the slower tempo and then the faster tempo for each one. So let's jam together.
How I
Okay, super fun. At least I hope it is super fun for you and you're able to take advantage of jamming along with me, working those different aspects of playing the guitar right there with some real music. Now, in the next video, we're going to be working with a new strumming pattern. So we're going to continue to work with G, C, and D7, but we're going to work with a new strumming pattern and start working a little bit with 2 chords per measure. So it's going to be great. We'll see you in more of these videos. Thanks for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And be sure to check out more great content. You can find more information about me and my products at kristenbromley.com. Take care.